Hey everybody, the Johnny Cage here, welcoming you to another movie review, which will probably be the last one of this year. I'm thinking of going to see another movie, I'll mention at the end, but yeah, there's only 3 days left in the year, so this will probably round it out, more or less. And I got back from seeing Django Unchained yesterday, not today, yesterday, and I still had family over for the holidays, and it was, crazy. It's been crazy, obviously. I can't imagine anyone having holidays with family that's not crazy, but getting to the movie, it gives me a good 24 hours to let the movie sink in, and kind of collect my thoughts about it. So here we go, Django Unchained. Right now on IMDb, it's got 8.8, which has been going up quite steadily ever since the movie got its full release on Friday. The description reads like this: with the help of his mentor, a slave-turned-bounty hunter sets out to rescue his wife from a brutal Mississippi plantation owner. And that's a really, really dumbed-down version of what this movie is. Now, I assume that most people listening to this, and there will be spoilers, by the way, I feel compelled to have to say that at the beginning of all of these reviews, so if you haven't seen it, you might want to stop right now. But there was a lot more to this movie than I got from just watching the trailers for it. The way they make it sound is Christoph Waltz, who you probably know best as the Nazi from Inglourious Basterds. He plays a dentist turned bounty hunter who goes and finds Django because Django knows the faces of these guys called the Brittle Brothers. And he's out to get their bounty, and he knows what they look like, because he used to be, I think he was a slave to them. Yeah, he was a slave to them at one point. So that's how the movie all starts out. And so they go, gets Django, finds out that Django is a natural, crazy gunman. And so he says he's gonna take, Jamie Foxx, who plays Django, takes him to go see his wife, to get his wife back, after they're done finding the Brittle Brothers. Now, I thought, based on what I had seen in the trailers, that they were going to go find the Brittle Brothers, and they were going to also have his wife. That's not how it happened at all. Early on, they find the Brittle Brothers, they kill the Brittle Brothers very quickly, and then the rest of the movie finally, you don't see, Leonardo DiCaprio, who plays the plantation owner, what's his name? Candy? It rolls off the tongue. Calvin Candy. It rolls off the tongue. Great Tarantino-type stuff right there. But, yeah, they don't go see him, actually, until about good halfway through the movie, which is, you'd think that would be much earlier on, because the trailers make that part of the film really prevalent. But, no, not so much. It's a fantastic movie. Just straight up, review of it, I guess if I were to just give it, I gave it 9 out of 10 stars. I'm gonna say this is the movie of the year. For me, personally. I was going to do a video where I went through every movie they had seen, maybe talk about some here and there, but I thought it was kind of redundant for the most part. So yeah, but I can say that this is my favorite movie of the year. I had to compare it to The Hobbit, which I just saw a week ago, and The Hobbit was great, don't get me wrong. I also gave The Hobbit 9 out of 10, but The Hobbit was everything I expected it to be. It was pretty much just like in the book, almost verbatim. Obviously, they threw some stuff in there, like the whole part with the necromancer that they kind of threw in there just to, fill the movie up more. So, this movie's not short either. Django is only 10 minutes shorter than The Hobbit is. Very long movie. So it's a sit, but it's a very fun sit. And that's another thing, speaking of fun, there's actually a lot of comedy to this movie, a really crazy contrast where you'll be sitting there and you will literally be laughing out loud at some of the stuff you see, and then the very next moment they'll show something really disturbing, really just slaves getting whipped constantly and just crying out in pain, and really intense stuff though. I mean not just really lackluster stuff, really intense. But I don't think it was that bad as far as the material in it. I mean, obviously this is going to be a controversial film. Most of Tarantino's films are. But I didn't think that it was that bad. I mean, obviously it's supposed to take place during slave times. It takes place 2 years before the Civil War, actually. They drop the N-bomb constantly throughout the movie, but you just got to expect that going into it. I thought there was going to be a lot, well, not a lot necessarily, but I thought there was going to be nudity. I saw one nipple in the entire movie, and that was it. So there's no nudity, no sex scenes of any sort. Lots of gore, tons of gore. Oh my gosh, the shootout towards the end of the movie, oh man. Or just whenever anyone gets shot in this movie, just boom, big explosion of blood. It's intense, but it's so awesome looking at the same time. So I don't think that, a lot of the criticism about this being such a controversial film is really warranted, because this movie just kicks ass on so many levels. Let's just go down the list of characters. I was interested to see how Jamie Foxx was going to do in this, because I have not seen any Jamie Foxx movies, to be honest. He did Ray, and he's probably done some stuff before and after that, but I know I think he might have even got an Oscar nod for Ray, playing the late Ray Charles. But, yeah, I really didn't know what to expect with him, and he really knocked this out of the park. He did a great job. I mean, I'm sure his acting had a lot to do with it, and then coupled with the direction of Tarantino, he really just did this great job of being a guy in the beginning who's a slave, and then becomes a free man once Christoph Waltz comes and buys him, and he automatically goes from having those, like, slave submissive tendencies to being this badass gunslinger, like, instantly. It's such an awesome transformation how he just turns that on. And speaking of just, like, flipping on a performance, making it look damn easy. Christoph Waltz, who did play the Nazi in Inglourious Basterds, my God, this guy's amazing. I want to go back. I want to look at every single movie that he's done. He's done a lot of German films, but any movie that he's done in English, I will definitely want to check out, because he makes this look so effortless. He's so just funny and amusing. The way that he speaks, he uses lots of big words. He's kind of a con man. He's also a bounty hunter, obviously, but just like the way that he speaks, he kind of cons himself into positions where he can, take something from somebody or get things done his way, or have people see things from his perspective. Really great performance. Amazing. Samuel L. Jackson playing Steven, who's the old man butler who lives on Leonardo DiCaprio's plantation. Very funny. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's getting pretty old, too. There's definitely makeup and the old white hair applied to him, but Samuel L. Jackson's 66 years old. I don't know if people realize that. He's a pretty old guy, but he's still doing a great job. He did the Video Game Awards on Spike not too long ago. He looks like he's doing a great job for his age. Speaking of Leonardo DiCaprio, I saw some reviews, and I watched some reviews where people were really blown away with Leonardo DiCaprio's performance, and this might be me just giving him a hard time. Not that I mean to. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is an amazing actor. Inception was my favorite film of the year last year, and he's great. He's great, but at the same time, I feel like it was just a good performance versus a great performance. I think that Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, and even Samuel L. Jackson, even though I would consider him definitely a very side character, I just felt like they did a much better job than Leonardo DiCaprio. He has his moments. Don't get me wrong, he does have his moments, but I don't know. I kind of wanted a little bit more. I'm not shitting all over Leonardo DiCaprio, though. He's a very good actor, so you just kind of have to take it for what it is, and it's a movie with a lot of great actors and has one of the best directors in Hollywood today, Tarantino. Just, man, I can't wait to see what he does next, because this just blew me away. And I've never seen a bad Tarantino movie. I do have some bias towards him and his films. The only one that I'm kind of on the fence about is like Jackie Brown, which is actually probably the one Tarantino movie that most people haven't seen anyway. Not that it's bad. Actually, Samuel L. Jackson in that movie plays the most vicious, like, frighteningly scary gangster I've ever seen in a movie. Like, he looks like you're intimidated just sitting there watching the movie. He's a scary guy in that one. But other than that, every single other Tarantino film that I've seen them all, and there aren't that many of them. All been gems in my eye. So I wish I would have gotten the Tarantino box set for Christmas. That would have been awesome. So if anyone got that out there, good for you. Lucky for you too. I'm sure that's flying off shelves. But anyhow, that's pretty much my review on it. I guess I didn't go into the story that much. I don't know, how much I want to. I did give some spoilers, but this is a movie you really should go see. This is an amazing film. There's going to be Oscar nods going around for some of the people. I really hope Christoph Waltz gets something. I'm sure Tarantino will probably get nominated for a best screenplay for this, but just an amazing film overall. Go check it out. It's a playoff of spaghetti westerns. It's a playoff of the old-timey Clint Eastwood, Good, Bad, and Ugly, Outlaw Josie Wales kind of things, and gosh, it's so refreshing to see a western like this. It's definitely different, but it still has a lot of that same charm that the old westerns have. So, anyhow, those are my 2 cents about it. 9 out of 10. I'm gonna say pretty definitively my movie of the year, so go check it out if you got a chance. It's a one hell of a ride. This has been the Johnny Cage. I'll talk to all of you guys later on.